Nelson Mandela has a quote, and it's something like, "Education's the most powerful weapon or tool you can use to change the world." Kids like me, homeless shelter, alcoholic parents, economic instability, their stories don't end like mine. But now I am valedictorian in my class and going to New York University on a full ride scholarship. When I was in 5th grade, my mom and my brother and I moved into a homeless shelter in North Platte, Nebraska. I didn't want to be another statistic. I know that it's a lot. They say like 1 in 3 kids who grows up with an alcoholic parent becomes one, or something like that. So, and I didn't want that at all. And I decided somehow to focus on my education, and I found out that education was the tool that would take me where I wanted to go. My father, again, suffered from his own form of alcoholism. He did relapse after rehab, struggled with a lot of health issues, and actually passing away in December. Strange feeling, it's a displacement. I've never felt so displaced by anything, because you're like, what do I do? Where do I go? What is in my life right now? I mean, I still had a semester of high school left, but I'm an adult. I pay my bills now. I pay rent on my own phone plan and my own car insurance, and everything is weird. And the FAFSA, they want your parents' information, all your colleges do, and I'm like, I don't have parent information. It's lonely, but it's also kind of a good feeling, I guess, to be able to just do it on your own and make it work. I didn't really stew over, oh my God, I'm alone. I'm so sad. I was like, I have to move out on my own. I have to make this work because I have to go to college and I have to make something of myself because this isn't the end. Clear Creek is the epitome of it takes a village. There have been so many instances where when my dad was sick and he had a few operations on his eyes because he was blind, and teachers would just show up to school with meals for my brother and me. They were always there for us if we ever needed anything. There were times when I would come to school kind of in emotional distress, and teachers would understand. They would say, go to the office and calm down, take a nap. Now this year, now that my dad has died, I know that I couldn't be here without them. And when I talk about dropping out, facing that choice, and they were like, no, we'll get you to school. We'll get you to graduation, because they believed in me. I got my acceptance letter to NYU, but when they first gave it to me, I was lacking about $30,000 a year in my financial aid package, which, it wasn't doable. I was really, really bummed. But then the next day, I received an email from the dean of the nursing school at NYU, which is the program I applied to, nursing. And they said there was an endowment they received, and it was to provide 2 undergraduate students with a full ride education at the College of Nursing, and that I was selected to be one of them. And so, I cried. And it just, because at first it was a no, you know what I mean? It was like, if they were right, you should look at other colleges. Like, you picked the wrong school to fall in love with. And then the next day, it was a yes. And it wasn't even like, oh, you're one of 350, everyone gets one. It was like, you're the first to ever receive this scholarship. Whew, it's like unbelievable, When I was in the homeless shelter, or when my dad died, I couldn't look forward and say, okay, because my dad died, I'm going to have this story to tell, I'm going to be able to gain this independence, or because I live in a homeless shelter, I'm going to value everything that I have, or I'm going to learn about empathy for my community or for other people. I couldn't see that when I was there, but looking back now, if I didn't live in the homeless shelter, I would not have had this level of dedication to my education. I wouldn't be going to NYU. So I think for kids who are in this position, there will be a day when you will look back and you'll be able to say, oh, it makes sense now. I know why that happened to me, because if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be here. So whatever you're going through, just keep going through it.